Time to announce our next one class at a time educator here in Kansas City. Our Ray Daniel takes us to Lincoln Middle School to share more about our next winner. Ray, you know we love these. We know you do too. Tell us about this next educator.
I know, Taylor. I'm just trying to be calm, but I can't contain my excitement.
Just go for it.
I won't. So science definitely was not one of my favorite subjects growing up in middle school at all whatsoever. But that is not the case for students who are in Mr. Collins' class. Take a listen.
After 30 seconds, I'm going to stop and have you switch.
It's Nickalas Collins' fourth year teaching, second year here at Lincoln Middle.
Son of Gothis?
Yeah.
And he's making sure his students are learning and also having fun during a time when education has been tested.
Unfortunately, the COVID has really kind of forced a lot of our kids to grow up really quickly. And even though they have grown up this quickly, there are still the same stigmas, stereotypes, and same type of pressures that exist even if COVID wasn't around. COVID just accelerated that and kind of put a magnifying glass on some of those issues.
It's why he's been sharing some of his passions with his students, like gardening.
Kind of the plant guy around school, and then my administrator, Miss Maxwell, was like, hey, why don't you make this a club? Or, you know, kids have been talking about this, and I'm like, okay, sure.
More than 35 students showed interest.
It became a release for them to also go outside and have some fun, have some ownership, and this little idea turned into like a full-fledged club. We had about 10, 11 feet sunflowers, we had tomatoes, we had pumpkins and cantaloupes that had completely taken over the space, and it was great.
Collins also formed the Latinx club at the middle school.
It was a niche that needed to be filled. Here at Lincoln, about 35% of our population is Hispanic, and we were talking and we were just looking at like where do these students have to go to get resources, to get support, to really have that space, that safe space where they can share about their experiences.
What he's teaching at the middle school, others are recognizing the hard work he does, including his mom.
His passion was to be a teacher, to be in front of students, to cultivate young minds, to make a difference and an impact that way.
It's one of the reasons she wanted to nominate him for the award.
Instead of birthdays or whatever, you know, he asked his friends and family to, you know, fund whatever initiative, or whether it's school supplies or whatever it is that's going to make a positive impact for his students in his classroom.
So it was time to announce he was our next winner.
Meaning that you just won $500 from our station because of your incredible work as a teacher. So congratulations to you.
He was so excited. I love that. So another huge congratulations to Mr. Collins and his mom, who you heard from. She knows firsthand just how much her son cares. She actually needed a bone marrow transplant due to a cancer diagnosis, and he was her donor. So pretty incredible things that he's done for both students and his family.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I love that you were able to tell him in person. Some of your others you've had to tell like over Zoom and that kind of thing, and you were there with him to be able to celebrate. That's really, really great.
And Taylor, you didn't get a chance, but when I told him that he won $500, he was like, tacos.
I was about to ask you what's he going to do with the money, but I think that's a fair enough answer.
It is. Well, the principal actually told me one of the students asked him what he's going to do with the money, and he's going to split it between the gardening club and then the Latinx club. So just pretty incredible work that he's doing there.